Welcome to Keeping Up with Our Community, a podcast for and about Romeo Community Schools. Each week, we will invite different guests to share insights about some unique aspects of our schools. This podcast is powered by the MIT TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than MIT TV. Their in-studio podcast experience allows you to record perfect audio and capture amazing video. That's all right here at the MIT TV of Romeo, Michigan. Contact them now via email for a free consultation and schedule a visit at mit.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. Hello, my name is Marian Brush, and I'm the Communications and Marketing Supervisor for Romeo Community Schools. It is my pleasure to introduce episode 24 of the Keeping Up with Our Community Schools podcast. Today's episode will focus on the district's partnership with the Romeo District Library. With us today are Claire Meeker, the director for the Romeo District Library, and Aaron Marks, the full-time children's librarian. I will now turn it over to Jennifer McFarland, Assistant Superintendent of Academic Services, to host this episode.
Well, welcome to our Keeping Up with Our Community podcast, and I'm really excited today to have two representatives from the Romeo District Library. We partner with them throughout the school year, but I'll let them introduce themselves first. So why don't we start with Claire? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and what your role is in the District Library.
My name's Claire Meeker, and I'm the director of the Romeo District Library. And I've been there for 6 years. Prior to being a director, I was a children's librarian. So I get really excited about all of the stuff that we're doing with school-age kids, and it's important to me. So we are happy to have the opportunity to come and talk to you about all this. Yesterday was the first day of summer reading, and we had huge crowds.
Yeah, you said parking lot was full.
Parking lot was full.
Oh, that's so exciting.
So it was exciting, and it was exciting to see all the kids.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. You're up, Aaron.
Okay. My name's Erin Marks. I am a children's librarian at the Grabner branch, and I've been at the library about 7 years now. So I'm one of the librarians that plan events. I order all the nonfiction for the library.
Okay.
And plan the summer reading program.
Awesome. So just a curious question. So how do you get into library sciences? So I loved to read as a child. I rode my bike up to the library all throughout elementary school. So how do you get into library sciences? Aaron?
You want to go?
Yeah, Aaron, you go
me.
first. Yeah.
So I was an English major in college.
Same.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty popular.
Yeah.
College degree for librarians.
Okay.
But originally I wanted to pursue my PhD in English, and I just changed my mind. I always loved libraries.
Yeah.
I never considered being a librarian. I never really knew what a librarian did exactly.
Yeah.
So once I learned about that, I thought, oh, that sounds like a really cool career.
Yeah.
So the next step for me was to apply for master's programs, and I went to Wayne State's Masters
Okay.
of Library and Information Science.
Okay. Yeah, they have a pretty good program from
Mhm.
what I understand.
There's
Yeah.
only about 30 master's programs in the United States for library science,
Wow.
and Wayne State has one of the best ones. So
Nice.
we're lucky to have it in our backyard.
Absolutely. And Claire, you said you loved to read. Children's literature was
Yes.
your first
Yeah.
foot in the door. So what
I-
led you to library science?
Well, after undergrad with an English degree, I was kind of wandering and worked several different kinds of jobs, and I ended up a manager at a Barnes and Noble.
Okay.
And I loved that, but I was frustrated with the folks who would come in on Sunday afternoons to buy all the books they needed for their homework assignments. I'm like, go to the public library.
Yeah.
But so I looked into library science and found out more about it and realized that this was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to give people books and
Yeah.
without charging them.
Right. It's such a great resource in our community.
It is.
So I'm excited to talk to you too about our partnerships we have during the school year with some of our schools. So I don't know who wants to go first about some of the things they do with our students and for our teachers and during the school year.
I can speak to that. We have a RDL on wheels, which is essentially a bookmobile that we got during COVID.
One of the bonuses.
Yes. We were able to make deliveries to people's homes and things like that with it. But one of the best things that we do with it is go to the schools. And during the school year, every Thursday we're at the middle school, and middle school kids get to come out and pick books. Nice. Which is really great because they don't have a librarian in their building, so we've got librarians who can guide them and provide them with the newest best stuff that they're excited about, and not provide them with some of the newest best stuff that's inappropriate.
Not middle school appropriate. So not on the van.
No Colleen Hoover. That's not what we're gonna do.
Right.
But we also have a table set up at lunch at the 9th grade academy every week.
Okay.
The children's librarians go out to the schools to advertise our 5th grade battle of the books.
Nice.
And they advertise our summer reading and get kids excited about that. But we also do our best to support the teachers in their curriculum and their needs. And we also have virtual library cards that not everybody realizes, but every child in the district has a virtual library card. And that allows them to do research and use free tutoring help.
Nice.
So,
and that's through the Romeo District Library website.
Correct.
And
which
have
is rdl.org.
rdl.org.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that tutoring homework help is
it could
awesome.
Save a family.
Right? Especially when it's research paper time.
Yes. Yeah, you can submit a paper and they'll proof it for you.
Oh my gosh.
And then return it to you with all the edits.
Beautiful.
And you can make the adjustments.
Yeah.
So
I wish I had that.
Right? And it's not AI, right? The new thing is
it's not
like you copied it. It's AI. It's a real person.
It's a real person who's a grad student or a teacher working from home.
What an outstanding resource that our students and parents need to be aware of.
Yeah, it doesn't get used enough, but it's for kindergarten through 12th grade. And then they've got stuff for adults as well who are you have to take some standardized tests or whatever to get ready for that. That kind of thing. So
and I know I met with our early childhood director just the other day, and she had shared that the bookmobile came and visited our preschool programs, and she hoped to be able to do that again next year. So really great that between pre-K all the way up to our high school kids, that there's something for everyone at the Romeo District Library.
We want to make sure that they have the chance to enhance and enrich their education because they have so many great opportunities with RCS. We want them to come to Romeo District Library and get a little bit more and find out that reading is not just the assignments you get in class.
Right. And you can read for pleasure.
Right.
You could also get support in research or something that you need, informational text, nonfiction. I was talking to Claire before we started. Our Architecture 1 students had been working with our county economic planning development department around reimagining what the land where the Ford engine plant still the building is there, but they're no longer open. It was shuttered. Reimagining the use for that. And our architecture teacher, Mrs. Dawson, got the meeting room space at the Romeo District main branch. And we had a bunch of their boards up, and there were a bunch of people that came a couple Wednesdays, I think, ago. And it was just so great that it's also a meeting space for people within our community. And, we had someone pop in that wasn't anything affiliated with us that saw the sign, and he was curious. So it was a great opportunity and place for people. So anything else you want to share, Erin, maybe about partnership during the year and how the children's department supports kids during the school year?
Sure. We are also available to help teachers if they need certain books for class projects, like if they're doing a unit on I don't know,
like states
certain
or
animals.
something.
Oh, space, yeah.
Space or certain losing my train of thought. Certain like Arctic animals has been a popular one. Teachers can contact us in the children's department, and we can pull a selection of books for them
Oh,
and
nice.
take them over to their
And
school.
deliver them directly to the classroom.
Yeah.
So you can curate a collection based on a topic
Yes.
that teachers might need.
That's a good way to put it.
That maybe we don't have in our
Right.
library.
Yep.
Awesome. So instead of just Googling everything, we actually have some curated, approved material at the district library. We'll have to remind our teachers that. I think sometimes they forget.
They've got so much on their plates. It's hard to
Yeah.
remember, but
Yeah,
we're happy to help when they.
Great resource. So we talked a little bit, you talked about summer programs and events and
Yes.
such. So let's get into what kinds of events
Sure.
are there for our students?
So, starting this past Monday, June 10th, we kicked off our summer reading program. It's for all ages of kids through teens, and
Okay.
also there's a program for adults as well.
Oh, nice.
So, you can sign up online on our website at rdl.org, or people can come in person and sign up also. Kids can track their reading online or with a reading log. Basically, every 5 hours they read, they can come get a prize.
Oh, wow.
And if they get to 20 hours of reading, they can enter to win one of our big grand prizes.
Okay.
So we have some really cool grand prizes this year. We have big Lego sets. We have a dinosaur science pack. New books. We have a movie night pack with popcorn and candy and movies. So kids can enter to win one of those bigger prizes if they get to the 20-hour mark. But some of the team prizes, there are craft packs. There are the Miniverse crafts. Have
Okay.
you seen those?
Yeah. Cool.
And new books too.
Okay.
So there's some really cool prizes.
So they would enroll either in person or on your website,
Mhm.
and then they just track their hours, and every 5 hours there's something that they could go and get as
Yeah,
well.
we have smaller prizes. They have like Play-Doh, little mini Lego sets they can get.
Yeah.
So they don't have to read 20 hours to get, a prize.
Yeah. Nice.
But it's a nice goal to have.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have special events all summer. Coming up in July, we're going to have the comedian Joel Tacey do a magic comedy show,
Oh.
July 27th.
Do people have to sign up for that or?
Yes, they can sign up on the website,
Okay.
or they can come in and sign up or call.
Okay. All right. Nice.
So
And that comedian is for school age children or anybody?
it's for families.
Okay.
So school age children would probably like it too. But we're going to do tie-dye, different craft programs all summer.
Okay.
So we have a lot of good stuff planned.
We have we're also doing some story times outside of the library.
Yeah.
Where are locations for that?
Coming up the end of June, I believe it's June 25th, we're going to the Jack Frost Auto Museum
Okay.
for a story time. We're going to have one at the Lavender Farm,
Oh,
Romeo
nice.
Lavender Farm.
Okay.
And then
We're working on one at Westview.
Okay.
Okay.
Westview.
We did it last year. The kids, we do it during sunflower days.
Nice.
And there's a story time in the middle. There's a clearing with all the sunflowers,
sunflowers
around
around
you.
you?
Yeah. And then
Wow, how
each
awesome.
kid gets to take a sunflower home with them.
Okay.
So it's a pretty cool deal. And we also, I don't know if we're doing any this summer, but we do story times at the firehouses.
Oh.
And that's a super good time because they get to try on the uniforms and climb in the truck and all of
my
that stuff
gosh,
after they
really
listen to
cute.
stories.
Right.
But the firefighters are really great and have gotten in on some of the songs with the kids and stuff.
Excellent.
So yeah, we really appreciate that. And I just wanted to say one of the things that is important to us about the way we set up the program is that we've got the prizes are based on the amount of time they spend reading or being read to. So it doesn't matter if you're a super good reader or somebody who's really working on your skills. Then it's just a matter of how much time you spend. It's not how many pages
How many
you
books
finish
or
how many,
pages. That's outstanding because
Right.
it really does. It is about time spent. And so it doesn't matter if you can read a 400-page book in a
Right.
day or it takes you a while. It's all about spending time together. And that's
Yep.
nice too, read aloud.
Yep.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a student reading by themselves independently.
Exactly, because part of literacy is being read too.
Absolutely.
So for kids to be really ready for kindergarten, they need to have been read to a lot. And this is a great way to do it. So
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate not having a goal that's so hard maybe to attain for some kids. 5 hours is manageable. You can do that, and you can earn. Who doesn't like Play-Doh?
Yeah.
Or Legos, any kind of
And
Legos.
one of them's a free book. They get to pick out their own free brand new book
Nice.
at one of the levels.
Yeah, great. And now they'd have to go to the main branch, the Grabner branch for
Keysar
all
has
this?
it too.
Keysar does
Keysar
too.
in the
So
Village
downtown
is-
in the villages.
yeah.
Perfect.
You can walk there and yeah.
That'd be great. And any information about these special events, the Sunflower, the story time in out and about in some of our local parks or areas is all again online.
Yep, online. Also in the newsletter. If
Okay.
you receive the newsletter.
All right.
But yes, and people are welcome to call anytime the library. We
All
can
right. Perfect.
answer any questions.
Yeah. So you really are a true community resource trying to support our students and our families with literacy and reading.
Yeah. We have an amazing staff that works the front desk that do all the checkouts and greet everybody. And they know the kids well. Our children's librarians know the kids well, but the ladies at the front desk do too. And they know when somebody has just figured out how to read by themselves and
Oh,
they celebrate
neat.
with them. And it's just, yeah, we're a little enthusiastic about our jobs.
That's okay. I love it. I like I said, I love riding my bike up to the library because I knew that people were there that could help me figure out what I like to read.
Yeah.
And when I picked one and I didn't, they could point me in a different direction. So, you said we all of our students have a digital library card to get that tutoring and that kind of support. How do they get do they need a library card then to check books out, physical books from the library, and how might they go about that? And what are kind of the rules for library cards?
So, do you want to?
Sure, yeah. Library cards are for anyone who lives in Romeo, Bruce, or Washington, or who is enrolled in Romeo Community Schools.
Okay.
So if you live in Rochester or in Oakland Township and you go to Romeo,
Okay.
you can still get a card.
Oh, nice.
We want to make sure all of the kids are supported in this district.
Right.
So
Yeah.
all you have to do is bring a grown-up with you
Okay.
with their driver's license so they can show that they're a resident.
Okay.
And we'll get you a card right then and make a big deal of it. It's
Great.
very exciting.
Yeah.
The other option is that you can apply online, and we have a way to verify addresses and make sure that you don't already have a card in the system and all
Right.
that stuff, and we can mail one to you if you
Okay.
can't get to the library right away.
Okay, great. So that's a great thing to have a library card. And as I think, Claire, you shared earlier, why spend money on something when you can check a book out and return it? And it's on the kind of honor system of returning books and being
people
able
are
to check
so
more.
good about it. They
Yes.
really are. They understand that they waited for a book and they don't want to make the
Right.
next person wait, or you
Yeah.
know. And one of the things we have on our receipts, if you get a printout receipt at the bottom, it'll tell you how much money you saved that day.
Oh, cool.
So if you checked out 3 hardcover books, it'll tell you saved
like seeing that.
$75 or whatever.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
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 And I think the idea of allowing teachers too, to have someone curate books around a certain topic that our kids may be studying is also a resource that I don't know that we utilize as much as we could.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing that up again.
Sure.
So is there any other things that you want our listeners to know about Romeo District Library, either branch or in totality?
Well, we're in the process of looking at ways that we can change our building or expand our building to get ready for some of the growth in this area over the next couple of decades, and so that we're answering the needs of the community and all that kind of thing. So we're just getting into exploring the statistics and all that kind of thing. But one of the things that has come up in that process is that when you come in the library, you don't have to, we like it if you have reverence for books and the library itself, but you don't have to whisper. And children don't have to tiptoe and be angels when they're in the library. We understand that they have energy, and especially in the summer, and there's lots of excitement, and there's lots of things for them to do when they come into the library. And we have a separate children's section, so you don't have to, if you're a mom who's like, I would go to the library, but my kid is crazy.
Right.
That was me when my children were small. And you don't have to worry about the noise level. it's fine. We welcome it. So
you've secluded, you've created a space where kids can be kids,
Yes.
and still enjoy and understand that the library is a place where they can be, and
Yeah.
it's not that they can't talk.
We even have an outdoor play area called the Discovery Zone. It's
Oh.
called the Big Brother Bear Discovery Zone.
Okay.
And it was a memorial for a former Romeo student named Gavin
Yeah.
Miller. And there's lots of things to climb on and swing on and all kinds of stuff. And there's musical instruments you can play that are outside. It's really cool. And we have tables with umbrellas and all that stuff. So it's a great free outing
Yeah.
to go with your kids, to pick out books and videos and all of that stuff,
Yeah.
and then have a picnic outside and let them
Right.
play and run around. And there's a big field behind Grosvenor.
Yeah, that's
They can-
awesome.
yeah. So it's a good outing without having to, go to the zoo and pay for
Very
all
low
that.
cost.
Yeah.
Or no cost.
Which reminds me, we have another program called the Michigan Activity Pass that's through our website.
Okay.
And for any parents who are looking for things to do with your kids this summer, with your library card, you just have to have an active library card. You can get free or discounted passes to a lot of attractions in the area,
Okay.
actually all over the state,
Yeah.
including state parks and metro parks.
Okay.
So Stony Creek is one of the most popular ones that people get passes to.
Right.
So if you want to take your family to Stony Creek and you're thinking that's going to be kind of pricey,
Right.
you can get a pass that's
A discounted pass. All they need is a library card.
right. But there's also the aquarium.
Yeah, the Sea Life Aquarium.
Yeah, and Peppa Pig World
Wow.
and Legoland
Oh, was that Great
and
Lakes?
Great Lakes
Yeah.
Crossing. Yeah.
Legoland.
Yeah.
So not only do you have outings at your library, you
Uh-huh.
also support some low cost
Right.
discounts
And
for-
museums. There's
Yeah.
all kinds of museums you could go to, and like Selfridge Air Force Base and their museum. You can go to that with
And what was that called again? The
Michigan Activity Pass.
Activity Pass, and they can find that online.
There's a big hot air balloon at the bottom of the screen that has the
Okay.
Michigan Activity
Okay.
Pass.
And if they don't have a library card, they can either go in person or they can apply online.
hmm
Well, great. This is really great information. Well, anything else you want to share before we sign off?
You want to tell them about the lockers?
Lockers.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell them about the lockers?
When I went the other night, I saw something outside. It looked like you could ask for books and you could
Yes.
get it when maybe the library
So-
isn't open.
Yes, so patrons can put items on hold, and they can select. If they're doing it online, they can select to have them held in the
24/7 lockers.
24/7 lockers.
Okay.
Yes, so they're right outside the main entrance
Yeah.
at Grosvenor, and they can pick them up for after hours.
How
when
cool
we're not
is
open.
that?
So yeah.
Or if
cool.
you've got, kids in the car in car seats and you don't want to run all the way into the building, you
Right.
can run up to the locker, scan your card, it pops open, it's checked out, you're
Yeah.
good to go.
Right.
So
Well, and just what another convenience. So
we're trying.
you've got you've got some mobility in the van, and you've got lockers, and it sounds like you have some entertainment space for little ones outside and inside, and what a great resource. I'm so glad you were able to join me today, so our community, hopefully with our growing listener amount of people that listen to Keeping Up with Our Community,
I hope so.
have learned about our district library and everything that it offers for not only kids but also adults.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Bye.
Alrighty, bye.
Well, thank you, Jennifer, for hosting, and a special thank you to our guests from the Romeo District Library. As a reminder, the summer reading program began on June 10 and continues through August 10. If you want more information about anything discussed in this episode, go to rdl.org. And be sure to tune in next week as our summer series continues. Thank you for joining us, and tune in next week to keep up with Romeo Community Schools. This podcast is powered by the MIT TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than MIT TV. Their in-studio podcast experience allows you to record perfect audio and capture amazing video. That's all right here at the MIT TV of Romeo, Michigan. Contact them now via email for a free consultation and schedule a visit at mit.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com.